Blog Talk Radio.
This episode of Video Marketing Madness is made possible by AWeber. AWeber, the easy way to be able to do email marketing, newsletters, and all that other fun stuff like list building. And if you want to learn more about AWeber and see how you can get started, head on over to raythevideoguy.com/AWeber. And on today's show, we have a very special guest. We have old friend Sandi Masori on, the Balloon Utopia Kingpin. Is that a good word to use, Kingpin?
Well, it's not one that anybody's ever used before, but sure, why not?
All right. It's America's balloon expert, as the video says on NBC. It'll be Sandi on the show, and we're going to talk marketing and a few other things as well. So it should be a fun show.
We could also say she's a queen pin.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
It's the online marketing radio show, Video Marketing Madness, with Ray the video guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper, and I got a cold.
Oh, I do too.
Do you?
Yeah, it's awful. It must be going around.
Yeah, but you've been traveling a lot.
I know. Yeah, in fact, I just got back from New York last night.
Yeah, and I mean, airplane air is the worst for colds and stuff. But I've just been at home, you know. I don't know how I got this cold. I've been getting everything this year. I had the stomach crud, and then I got a cold. And
well, that means next year you're going to be very healthy.
Oh, does it? Okay, good.
Yeah. So this year you build up the immunities, and next year you're healthy.
Then I'm healthy. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. You can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. Get plenty of useful tips and news of the week. If you're not getting it in your news feed, just go there and like a couple of the articles. And then Ray's Facebook Mastermind group is group/online video marketers. Get views for your videos and questions answered. We're live Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Join the conversation at 818-369-1423. Ray's video marketing tip of the week coming up at the end of the show. Did we lose somebody?
Yeah.
No?
No,
I just heard a weird noise. Yeah. That was weird. Wonder what that was. Oh, well. Did I drop out for a second? Gremlins. Those gremlins. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, it looks like everything's working, so that's good. So you were in New York all week. Now, I noticed, and by the way, we've been friends on Facebook for years. I guess that goes back to the Traffic Geyser days. This is the first time I've actually spoken with you.
Oh, yeah. You have a very nice voice.
Oh, thank you. So do you. It's better when I don't have a cold.
Yeah, well, I know, we've been following each other on Facebook, and Ray has helped me out a number of times with YouTube things. Ray, I go to your channel quite a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's good to know there's one person that does.
Yeah, well, I do too. In fact, that's how I met Ray, was on Facebook, and.
So I learned something crazy today, this weekend, that I did not know about YouTube. You probably already know this, but for me, this was like, oh my God. So apparently YouTube has these 3 $80 million facilities.
Yes.
Well, I didn't know about that. But anyways, I've got over 10,000 subscribers, so I'm eligible.
Me too, and I plan on going out there. I know my buddy Daryl, he goes out there and records a lot of stuff there, so I definitely plan on doing that at some point in time.
Oh, I didn't know you could now. Well, I guess I did hear that, but I just forgot. So if you've got 10,000 subscribers, you can go out there and use the facilities?
You can, yes.
I guess I didn't connect those two dots. That's neat.
Yeah, so I'm late on making my next set of balloon videos, so I'm very excited about that.
Now, are the studios up in the Bay Area, or where are they?
I believe that there's one in Anaheim, and there's one in New York, and I believe there's a third one somewhere that I can't remember.
London.
Oh, okay. Well, you can get to the Anaheim one.
Yep.
Both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I keep forgetting Ray's in Riverside County now.
Yeah, it's about an hour from my house or so.
Yeah, probably about 2 for mine.
I'm in Omaha, so it's
Well, it's only, like a 3 or 4 hour flight.
John Wayne, I could fly into John Wayne.
Like I said, I mean, Daryl flies out there to record a whole bunch at a time, and
does he?
Think about it. If you have to just pay for a plane ticket to stay there for a day, it's a lot cheaper than renting a studio for a few days. So
absolutely,
and it's much more state of the art than most studios that you'd be able to go to anyway. So.
Yeah, my studio is a Logitech webcam and a couple of trouble lights.
Right, mine's a little Canon camera and a green screen, but
I don't even have a green screen.
I'm really excited about this. So I put in my application, and I'm waiting to hear. You have to do some little orientation or something first.
That's cool. Yeah, you got that. You got the same cold as I do. I got that cough.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I can't do it, I don't have 10,000 subscribers, so. I think I got like 950 on my person.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah. Fiverr. I know.
No, I'm kidding.
I know. Well, I used to have like 5,000 from Fiverr, and I don't anymore. So.
But YouTube's been doing something different with the ads lately, haven't they?
Well, they're getting much more into it. They're really starting to push the idea that it's a marketing platform. I think so. That's a good thing.
Because it used to be that I could spend, $5 or $10 advertising on YouTube.
Oh.
and get a few thousand views, and now it's like a few hundred.
Yeah, it's definitely. Although I do have to say I did an ad yesterday, and over 2 days I spent $10 and I got about 2,000, so that was pretty good.
I still do okay with the $5 views, although I did notice it was, a few thousand. Now it's a couple hundred,
Right. Yeah, it seems like it's just dramatically decreased.
Do you know, have you ever, Sandy, ever heard of Tommy Powers?
Mm-mm.
He's a big-time media buyer, pay-per-click media buyer. It's all online media. And Ray and I met him. Daryl Eves had a vid marketing summit. His first one was out in Los Angeles last fall, and he's going to do the second one in August. But we met Tommy out there, so we finally got Tommy on the show last week. It only took how long? Since last October. But he thinks there's going to come a day, and Ray does too. Because I think Ray asked the question where they're going to have the video ads for AdWords. Where they rank in Google.
Actually, on the Google page.
Oh,
that would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now I'm using YouTube as a foot in the door, and it would be nice to, take it a little further than that.
Right.
The old days where you get a video on page one with a link wheel around it are gone, but it'd be nice to buy that position. That'd be kind of cool. So. Yeah,
well, I mean, now that I've got, right now I have like 12,600 subscribers, so my next goal is 100,000.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you can do, with all the, for those of you who don't know Sandy, she's got and we're going to do news of the week here in just a little bit. And
yes.
When we do that, feel free to interrupt. But Sandy owns a company called Balloon Utopia. How she's grown the company, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've grown the company. You started off with the YouTube videos. That's probably still an important part. And you also wrote a book. And then you've done a number of appearances on, TV interview shows, including the Today Show.
Yeah, 47 so far.
47 so far.
Wow.
Okay.
But I do own Balloon Utopia, which is my local service business. But then there's also my new venture, which is DIY balloon art.
And I looked at that. That's pretty cool, where you teach folks how to do it.
I teach folks how to do it. And that's really what I've been pushing on all these TV spots.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
And that's what my last book was about, the DIY Balloon Bible for all seasons.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, I've watched the interviews, but I'm like Mr. Short Attention Span Theater, so
Yeah, well, they usually only give me up to 3 minutes, so.
Yeah. No, I've watched a lot of them, so I don't want to pretend like I haven't. Well,
yeah.
Or pretend like I have when I haven't, because I have.
It's been kind of fun, and about my videos on YouTube itself, I would say that they're very good designs and very low quality technology. I mean, sometimes I'm just on a job site and we shoot a video of whatever we happen to be making for that client. So it's really quality of quality of design over quality of production.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. Well, hey, I tell you what, let's get into news of the week. Sandy, it's kind of a slow news week, but news of the week, if you want to contribute anything, interrupt me, that's fine, because Ray does all the time.
Okay, let's deal.
News of the week. All right. Yeah, it has been. Ray, did you notice that RealSEO.com went to a new design?
I did. I noticed that, yes.
And it seems like there's less new stuff on there than there was before, but so I did follow them on Twitter and put it in my news feed. I got a group or a list called News, and so I picked up a couple of things. But yeah, it seems like they're not feeding out as much news. Probably just a coincidence. Could be. Okay, this is from Search Engine Watch, I'm sorry. YP launches lookalike tool for audience retargeting. We've had a bunch of stuff about YP.com on lately, but anyhow, their new audience extension tool uses first-party search data to help brands find lookalike customers on other sites. Audience extension leverages search data around purchase intent to allow brands to broaden the reach of online campaigns by dropping a cookie on searches and then using the data from user search. YP can target a user's journey across the web. Audience extension will allow brands to retarget messages to customers as they continue to browse. After users take actions on a brand site, YP will find lookalike users to optimize brand reach.
Well, they got to do something, I guess.
I mean, they've been doing a lot of stuff. I don't know if it means anything, but they've got a lot of businesses on YP.com.
Absolutely. I mean, it's we kind of laugh at them a little bit just because of the old school nature of them, but they have a ton of users. They've got brand recognition. They've got a lot going for them. There's no doubt about it. This is from Bloomberg. Not Michael Bloomberg, not the former mayor of New York. Well, no, that is the former mayor of New York. That's his site.
Yeah, I know, but it's Bloomberg.com, not Mike.
Oh,
Mike,
not literally him.
Yeah, Mike didn't send me this. And Sandy was in New York this past week.
Yeah, but I have to admit, I've been in a hotel bubble, so I'm anxiously listening to the news to find out what's happening.
What's happening? Now, weren't you? But you went out and made balloon art and gave it to homeless people, didn't you?
I did. Actually, that was really fun. And there was one lady that I even taught her to make some balloons, and I'm hoping that it will increase her average take and help her get into a better place to live.
Oh, good.
So I hope I made a difference. I had a really interesting time in New York.
I love New York. I used to in a former job that was part of my territory. We did a lot of direct marketing stuff for agencies that were located in Manhattan and then out on Long Island. And I probably spent more business time out on Long Island, but I always stayed in Manhattan and found a way out to Long Island, which isn't difficult to do.
Yeah, I was right there in apparently what they call Midtown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Coming from San Diego, there's big buildings. You're downtown, so it all looks like downtown to me. But I was staying right across from Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Nice.
And it was pretty awesome. I went out there for a pitching event and did really, really well. Of course, nothing's for sure until it's confirmed. But so far, I've been invited to be on The View and Meredith Vieira and. Excuse me. Hopefully they'll confirm the date soon.
And, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, I love New York City. Couple of reasons. I mean, there's just always something going on and something to see. And
there is. Well, I was there. There was a Japanese parade against nuclear weapons.
Okay.
There was a big Armenian event against the Turkish genocide of Armenians.
Okay, that was 100 years ago. Yeah.
Right, and then there was I don't know. I couldn't actually tell what they were protesting or trying to bring awareness to, but there was a bunch of guys that were like in a really tight box. It looked like they were mad about something, but I couldn't figure out what.
Okay. They probably have no idea either. They were probably paid.
Tight shoe boxes. They were mad about shoe boxes.
I couldn't tell if they were oh my gosh, what the African American Muslims, what are Louis Farrakhan?
Nation of Islam?
Yeah, Nation of Islam. I couldn't tell if they were Nation of Islam or exactly what they were trying to protest or get or whatever. It really wasn't clear in their messaging. But it looked like a bunch of angry young men.
There's a new business for you. Helping protesters get their message across.
Get their message across with balloons.
Yeah, well, actually, the Japanese were very clever because they had some balloons, and the leader of each group had a balloon like a bee on a stick that they were using to, as a beacon to keep all of their group together. And I just thought that was a brilliant use of it.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going a little bit off topic, but there's some of my New York
well, we do that.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a topic. But now, the young African American men, were they wearing bow ties?
No.
That would be Nation of Islam.
Well, they were wearing the skull caps that were not kippas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Steve was kind of making a joke about Louis Farrakhan there as well.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a Louis Farrakhan joke.
I get it. I'm a little bit slow. I'm still on jet lag and everything.
That's okay. That's all right. and my jokes aren't funny, so
that's true.
Thank you for that.
I don't know you well enough, so
Yeah, I'm a comedic genius to me, Sandy. So.
Well, hey, that's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. As long as I think it's funny.
And I figured out that, every job in New York City, for instance, the hot dog guys, at least in Midtown, they're all from Egypt.
Yeah.
And the electronics guys, the electronic stores, they're all from Syria. And the newsstand people are all Indian.
Uh-huh.
The guys that are trying to hawk the tours, they're all from Africa. So I was just loving this, Tower of Babel. Everywhere you go, somebody's got a different accent and a different story. It was so amazing to me. And of course, they knew right away I wasn't from New York because I smile. I'm smiling at everybody. I'm walking up to them saying, "So where are you from?" And at first they're looking at me like, "What do you want from me?" And then I would ask them, "Well, how do you say thank you in your language?" And then they're really looking at me like I'm insane. And they're like, "You're not from here, right?" I'm like, "Well, I'm from California." It's like, "Oh, that explains it."
A buddy of mine from New York was with me on a sales call in Chicago. We were going to go call on a bank, and we were in suburban Chicago, and we got to where we needed to be kind of early, and I said, let's head over to a coffee shop then and have a cup of coffee, and we can check our messages and stuff. And so I'm sitting there, and there's a guy next to me, and I just start talking to the guy. I don't think anything of it. I start talking to him, he starts talking to me back, and my buddy looks at me, he goes, I forgot for a moment you people in the Midwest talk to each other.
Right?
Because Chicago is like, everybody's, friendly. I mean,
I got a question for you, though. Why are you calling it the Midwest? It is clearly the Mideast.
What?
Arizona is back east.
See, I've always said that. They call it the Midwest, but it's clearly not West.
It's not West. I'm telling you, and New York is the far east. Arizona is back east. Kansas is the Mid-East. And the far east is New York. You guys got it backwards.
Sounds like a Seinfeld routine.
No, he's in the wrong place to get that geography. I did not get the occasion to visit the soup store though.
The soup Nazi. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't.
That was probably the best episode. Did he move back to New York after the show was over? I think he did.
I don't know. I thought it was shot in New York to begin with.
No, Los Angeles.
Oh man.
I knew that.
Yeah, I mean they did this. They did all the stock shots in New York, but yeah, it was all done in Los Angeles.
Sound stages.
Yep.
Wow, interesting.
So, and I learned another thing about New York. I'm sorry, you probably want to talk about videos. I'll just
that's okay.
This is.
And then we can go on topic. But another thing that I learned in New York is that in New York City there's nowhere to pee. There are no bathrooms.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So you got to go down into the subway.
Yeah, you kind of learn which buildings will let you in.
I even went into buildings like I'm willing to buy things like I don't need just to use a bathroom. I mean, I had some street food and my hands were dirty and I just wanted to wash my hands.
Yeah.
And there's nowhere. Like, it has to make you wonder how sanitary the food is, right? I mean.
That was an episode of Seinfeld, too.
Was it? See, I have to go back and watch my old Seinfeld.
George had all the free places to pee list.
Oh, I should have watched it before I went.
Of course, that show's been off for 15 years.
It's in reruns. I mean, you can probably find it on Netflix or probably even on YouTube, right?
Yeah, the list is probably still pretty good. Oh yeah, you can find it on Netflix, no doubt, or TBS or whatever.
Yeah, it's a crazy city. I enjoyed it, but I got to say that I don't think I could live there. I'm a California girl, all the way.
Yeah, I could definitely not live there.
No, I love going there, although I haven't been there in 15 years. But I love going there, but I couldn't live there. But see, I grew up in a small town in Illinois, so 10,000 people out in the middle of a cornfield, so.
So you're really used to people talking to each other.
Oh, yeah. And then we always had one guy who talked to himself that rode a riding mower everywhere in town. So his name was.
We've all got one of those.
His name was Lawrence. He had a plate in his head.
Okay. I paid the New York City tax to get my son a Lego toy, from the Lego store in Rockefeller Plaza.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I paid an extra $5 for it, so I made the girl take a picture of me with Rockefeller Plaza behind me, just to prove that I got it there.
Yeah, they got that big Lego store there.
Yeah, and my other son sent me to Nintendo World.
Cool.
So I had to go to Nintendo World, where they did not have anything exclusive except T-shirts.
How old are your boys?
8 and 14.
8 and 14, okay.
Yeah. So I got one into Lego and one into Nintendo.
Yeah, that's good. It's better than being into drugs.
For sure. Definitely. I mean, God forbid.
Yeah. Okay, Mike Bloomberg sent me this article. It's from Bloomberg Business. That was a joke. Okay. Okay, all right. Okay.
All right, back to Bloomberg. Go on, man.
Bloomberg. Facebook solves the global cookie shortage. It's tracking users across apps. So, one of the internet's big advantage is to, track people across the internet, which ads get clicks and lead to sales. However, most mobile apps block cookies, leaving marketers blind. And it's become a crisis as shopping on smartphones and tablets has exploded. Well, last year, U.S. marketers bought about $19 billion worth of ads on phones and $32 billion on PCs, according to eMarketer. This year, the company estimates the total is going to be $29 billion on phones and $30 billion on PCs. So it's next year smartphones will be out number one. Well, anyhow, Facebook promises the more than 1 billion businesses that advertise through its Atlas Solutions network that it can follow 1.4 billion users from PCs to smartphones to tablets and back. Because you have to log into Facebook. They identify information about each device you're logged into. It's stored on your profile. And Facebook knows where you're going. And now when they sell advertisers a demographic sketch of the people its ads reach, they don't attach the names. Which is what we used to, but when I was a data broker at one time years ago. Sandy, I've tried about everything, never made a dime. I've sold printing, direct mail, data.
You tried balloons?
That might work. Yeah, I understand.
Ray's done balloons for me before.
I have.
DIY balloon art at DIYballoonart.com.
Yeah.
I had Sandy send me stuff for the county fair with balloons, as a matter of fact.
Oh, really? Oh, that's right. Now, Morgan, Utah, you don't have the county fair anymore. Are you going to do that out in Riverside County? Do you know yet?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
You just do what your wife tells you to do.
That is true.
Is that why you showed up at the Lake Elsinore cleanup last week?
No, I showed up there because, I wanted to contribute.
Oh. Aren't you special?
I sure am.
I'm proud of you.
Good.
This comes from marketingland.com. And this just came out. I just saw this before we went on the air. Twitter promoted tweets. They're removing the yellow badge from the promoted tweet, so it's going to be less obvious. Ray is impressed that I found that.
Yes, very impressed.
Because Twitter is his favorite social media.
Is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I am not a Twitter understanderer.
You know what? I have to say, I really put all my eggs into YouTube's basket for social media. I suppose I should expand out more, but I just find I get more ROI from YouTube than any of the other ones.
Well, there you go then, I think it just depends where you're getting the ROI.
Although my kid tells me I really need to take Instagram more seriously.
Yeah.
I think you do.
Yeah. I would agree.
And Pinterest. I know I really need to.
Yeah,
I really need to conquer Pinterest, especially for what I do.
Well, because everything you do is so visual.
So visual, yeah.
So, yeah, that would be good, and especially for the do-it-yourself balloon art, Pinterest would be a natural thing.
Definitely. I mean, that's where all my girls are. They're hanging out on Pinterest. It's just I need to clone myself.
Yeah, I understand that. SearchEngineWatch.com. Google profits rise driven by increasing ad revenues. That kind of surprises me.
Really?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, I mean, it's kind of all ad-driven now, isn't it? I mean, organic's pretty much dead.
Facetious is my middle name.
Aha, okay. So. Gullible is mine.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll have fun.
You say it, I'll believe it.
Yeah. Everything I'm going to read here is actually true. I'm not making it up, unlike most of the stories I read. Google posted profits of $3.59 billion for the first quarter of this year, a slight increase on the $3.4 billion same period last year, and the advertising's up 11%.
It's good.
Yeah. And then this is a story on, and this is one I found that Real SEO posted on their Twitter, but you can't find it anywhere on Real SEO, so I'm glad I'm following them on Twitter. This comes from what's the name of this? Search Engine Roundtable. Oh, okay. The URL is seroundtable.com, Search Engine Roundtable. Google, video publishers, and I put this on the fan page for the radio show, facebook.com/video marketing madness, so you can get the links. But Google's Gary Ilias, yeah, I think I'm saying that right, Gary Ilias, posted on Google Plus asking to speak to video publishers about their difficulties with Google, and he wants to hear back from you.
Wow.
So he can kill you.
Gary said, are you producing videos for your site or app? What are the challenges you're having video content for your digital presence? That can be hosting, search, or really anything. But anyhow, what the headline is video publishers. Google wants to hear from you on indexing and ranking.
Wow. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of an inane source for that news story, because
maybe they're trying to keep it a little low key. I'd love to get involved in that and give them the what for.
Well, the links are on our on the fan page for the radio show, facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. And I think the headline, I just read it, Video Publishers, Google wants to hear from you on indexing and ranking.
And what would be the first thing you'd want to tell them, Ray?
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things I would love to tell them is I liked it when they always had a video on page one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that the variety is a good thing that they had before. And they tend to, Michael Haggerty kind of coined this a little bit. They have what they call categories. Well, I don't know if they call it that, but what we call categories. And they've kind of decided to look at what people search and go, yeah, video is not the best thing for here, but an article is, or a page is, or a map is. And I think they need to loosen that up a little bit, because oftentimes there are other pieces of media that are quite appropriate that they kind of filter out.
Mm-hmm.
So the video is kind of being relegated to that video tab now?
Well, only in certain things. Like, for instance, if somebody searched, Alabama bankruptcy lawyer, they may say, well, a map is more important than a video, so we're going to show a map and local websites. But maybe a video is important, and they're not putting it there. But if you put, how to tie a tie, well, then they say, oh, a video is very important here, so they give that more credence and make sure there's a video there. And that's kind of what I'm talking about there, is they decide what the most important type of media would be.
Mm.
Well, and expand on that a little further, if people are considering filing for bankruptcy, they're initially just trying to get their questions answered.
That's exactly it, and that's what we find. And and don't get me wrong. I mean, they could very well take that and be like, yeah, video is appropriate, but there's a chance that they wouldn't, and then the video would be kind of held back.
Mm-hmm.
Right, when the video might have everything they're looking for over something else.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Right. So, I don't know. But I thought that was interesting.
Indeed.
You got any news, Ray?
No, not really.
That'd be a good name for a newsman at a radio station. News Ray.
There you go.
I like it.
And now for something completely different.
Yes, and now for something completely different. As we mentioned at the top of the show, we've got our special guest, Sandi Masori, all the way from across the country in lovely San Diego area. I say that with a joke because, of course, I live probably 4 minutes from her now.
Right, all the way across the county.
Yes, all the way across the county. Well, I'm actually in Riverside County, so.
Right, so I'm one county over, right?
One county over, that's right.
Yeah.
But we have Sandi on today for a couple of reasons. One is, of course, she is a very prolific video user when it comes to her business, but also because she not only does a lot of marketing, but she runs a traditional style business, and she's become kind of a media personality, which we want to talk to her about, because that's some pretty exciting stuff right there. And we were talking, I believe, before the show. I don't think this was on the air, but what have you done, 40 TV appearances now?
47, yeah.
47 TV appearances, including
the Today Show. Yeah.
Which I did watch the Today Show version.
What are some of the other ones? Because I know a lot of them are local. You have a local morning show.
A lot of local morning shows. The national ones were Daytime, The Daily Buzz, Al Dia in Spanish was on the air. I think those were the national ones so far. And then I just been going all over the place doing these local spots. And actually, most recently, I was in Phoenix. And this was really interesting because this was a different type of show for me. It was a one hour show that they're going to air multiple times throughout the year. And I thought I was doing one bit. And then, a couple days before the show, the producer writes me and she goes, oh, and you're doing 3 segments, right? So then I was kind of scrambling to come up with some more material for another, to fill 2 more 3-minute spots.
Well, that's great, though.
it was awesome. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
You did very well. I laugh because I can see you in there, and they give you your 3-minute spot, and you're trying to get your 10-minute. It takes 10 minutes to do what you want to do, obviously, to put together balloon animals and things, but you do a very good job of getting it in there and still being able to get your message across and everything. So it's
right.
Quite
At this point, thank you. At this point, I think what I need to have pre-done in order to actually fit it into the 3 minutes. But it was a lot of fun. But then they asked me for the last segment, hey, do you want to have the kids in the segment? And I was like, yes, of course. Anytime you can bring kids into it, now you've got a different kind of chaos and pandemonium. That makes for some good TV. You never know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah.
It was a really, really messy segment though, because we had marshmallow shooters. We made marshmallow shooters, and we had marshmallows flying everywhere.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Everywhere. It was a very, very sticky segment, and they were like all over the floor afterwards, and how can you not step in them and everything else? So it was really crazy.
What would be even better than that is monkeys.
Yeah. You know what? Nobody's ever asked me to teach monkeys to do balloons, but that could be fun.
Yeah. Or just have the monkeys running around.
It would definitely be chaos.
Yeah.
I don't know about controlled chaos, but definitely chaos.
Do you have a question, Ray?
I do. Of course I do. So, Sandi, let me ask you this, because I know, and for people who are wondering, how in the world does she get all of these TV spots? I know you're a student of Clint Arthur, and do you want to talk a little bit about how you got involved in some of the TV spots? Yeah.
Like you mentioned, Clint Arthur is my mentor on this, and he is amazing. He is probably the best media coach in the world. And I say this, I really believe this. I mean, I really can attribute everything, all of my success to him. He runs a 4.5-day workshop called Celebrity Launchpad. And in this workshop, he teaches you the first 2.5 days how to be on TV, how to pitch, what to wear, how to move, how to talk, everything. It's very, very, very intensive. And there's only 10 to 12 people in the room with you. And then the second 2 days, he has 10 to 14 producers that are coming in by Skype, one at a time, to hear the pitches. And they're coming with the purpose of booking you if you are a match for their audience. And everybody gets booked, but not everybody gets booked by every producer. For example, Hartford, Connecticut did not book me. What? I don't know. I don't know what they've got against balloons, but they just didn't see it as a match. And actually, Palm Springs didn't want to book me either. They said that in Palm Springs they only have old people and gays, and neither of them are into balloons, which I completely disagree.
I disagree. I
would think the second half of that would be incorrect.
Yeah.
I've done balloons for both of those markets and found them both to be very into it. But
especially if the balloons are fashionable and look good, gay people will love them.
And they're colorful, and we won't go into the blue properties, but but I mean.
Wait a minute.
Producers...
Hold on. You said it self. Okay, there you go. All right.
But I mean, the producers obviously are dialed into their audience, and but anyways, he guarantees that you'll get 2 bookings. And my first Celebrity Launchpad, I was like, God, I don't know. Will I even get 2 bookings? I mean, I'm looking around the table at the other people with me, and the guy next to me was a former spy, whose whole thing was about how to know if your kids are lying to you. And then there was Yo Pal Hal. He was in my first Launchpad group.
Was he
know him?
He's awesome. In fact, I just read his book yesterday.
Yeah, he's amazing, right?
Who?
Yo Pal Hal Elrod.
He's Miracle Morning. You have to read it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
He died and was basically brought back to life.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah, and then I think every big speaker has a story like that. But Alex Mendocian was in my original Launchpad class too. So then there was
quite a bit.
The Thrive doctors who are Harvard and Emory educated but believe that you can heal your own body. So I'm in this room with the most amazing people I've ever met, and I'm thinking, oh my God, the producers are going to be like, who is this clown? Like, who does this clown think she is? And then in the end, I'm proud to say that I ended up with the most bookings.
Wow. Well, so I think that there's a great reason for that, because the market that you seem to have gotten on is a lot of these daytime shows, and they love the frivolity and the
visualness. I bring a lot of color to their sets. I mean, it takes me 7 hours to set up every. Like, I can't do 2 in one day because it takes me 7 hours to build the set that I'm bringing to them.
Yeah, and I love Alex and all. I've worked with him quite a bit, but yeah, I can't see where he fits in daytime, morning fluff news TV shows.
I can't remember what he was talking about. I think it had to do, well, probably with Hangouts, Google Plus, and being able to keep in touch with your loved ones and stuff. And they really liked him. I mean, he did very well. Everybody did very well.
That makes sense. And obviously, a mutual friend of ours who was on the show a couple weeks ago, Tammy, she went through that, and she's had quite a lot of success with the TV appearances as well.
Yeah, ask Tammy. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, but don't tell her that.
Okay, mum's the word.
Yeah, okay.
But, I really have to credit that and Traffic Geyser with setting me on this path. I mean, if it weren't for both of those two things, Traffic Geyser was what made me start putting out the videos. Because before that, I just uploaded some of my instructional videos that I had made on VHS, and I just titled them like Sandi 1, Sandi 2, Sandi 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't until I took that training that I really learned how to form it into questions and how to focus my topics and things like that. So, really, if I had to say, what got you where you are, I would really have to credit both Mike Koenigs and Clint Arthur more than anything else.
Nice. And they're both wonderful people that do a lot of great things. So that's awesome. That's really great to hear.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had Clint on the show, but he would be a great guest.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
I'd love to get him on. Actually, I've never met him. He's somebody that I've followed a little bit, but I've never really met or talked to him before. So that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, nobody knows TV like him. I mean, he's really dialed in, and he has a talent for really pulling it out of you what your story is and what your hook can be.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, Tammy told us a little bit about that too. So, he looks at everything from the perspective of the audience. What's intriguing about what you're doing and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Now the YouTube video. So, did you originally start off with like getting ranked for San Diego Balloon Artist, for instance, and then take it from there, or how did you take us back to the beginning on that? Because that's an interesting story.
So in the beginning, like I said, it was just I liked seeing myself on the computer, and I just uploaded a bunch of videos, dumped a bunch of videos onto YouTube, and named them really poorly. Like I said, Sandi 1, Sandi 2, Sandi 3. And then as I learned, originally I was doing it trying to target San Diego keywords. And then as I realized that I've got this larger market, I started paying attention to who are they, what do they want, and, I kept finding that they kept asking me, where can I buy the balloons? And so that's where DIY balloon art came from, is I saw that what they were really hungry for was what we would call recipes,
mm-hmm.
How-tos, and also to find the materials. And so, my new venture, DIYBalloonArt.com, we sell kits where, let's say you see the giant ice cream cone and you want to make it, you can buy all the balloons that you need in one package from me instead of having to go source everything all over the internet.
Cool.
Yeah. So now I need to go back and all of the videos that I was originally keywording towards San Diego keywords, I need to go back and make them more broad keywords because I'm trying to attract a broader audience now. Maybe
easier to get those ranked too.
Yeah, although they did really good for me as San Diego keywords. I mean,
in the beginning,
even now, I mean, my Balloon Utopia is still number one on Google. Okay. Which, I have to say, it's very funny. I'm like the easiest person in the world to find online. And so I have to laugh when I run into like old friends or whatever. They're like, "Oh, I lost your phone number." And I'm like, "Really? You lost the web address to Google?"
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a lot of people. John Cody is one of them. When he speaks, "You got a business card?" "No, just Google me."
Right.
I say the same thing. I never have a business card. People ask that all the time. I'm like, "Do you have a business card?" I'm like, "No."
I always have business cards, though. I am so fast with the business card. I order them 10,000 at a time and try to run out as fast as I can.
No, there you go. I still think there's a place for business cards. Well, the other thing I noticed, because I hadn't Googled all your stuff in a while, so I went back and, used some of the keywords, and I don't know, the San Diego Balloon Artist comes to mind. I think I did some other keywords. You've done very well with the directories.
Yeah. I probably should re-update everything because I still get people calling me. On Google I have the address hidden, but Yelp shows the address of the P.O. box.
Oh.
And I still have people calling me going, "I'm in the shopping center, but I can't find you."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got the same thing, except people aren't looking for me on B2B. But yeah, when you're B2C, that's important.
Yeah, well, except for I'm not cash and carry, so. I'll direct them to the Vons that's in the shopping center there, where they do sell balloons for a lot cheaper than I could. They can use it as a loss leader, and I can't.
That's right. Now, Balloon Utopia is still a big deal. I mean, you still do a lot of trade shows and parties and stuff, right?
Yeah, in fact, we're getting ready for a really big event next week at the airport.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
What's at Lindbergh? Lindbergh Field?
At Lindbergh Field, yeah. It's the Welcome to San Diego event.
Yeah. Wow. And so Welcome, what is it, a kind of the tourism and convention center type thing, or?
I'm not entirely certain what the larger event is. I know obviously a lot about the balloons that we've been contracted to do, but I don't know that much about the larger event. I would assume that it will be, in the news in some way, though, because it's a pretty big deal. I don't know if it's the anniversary of the airport or what. It might be something like that.
I love flying into Lindbergh.
Yeah, well, I like it better than JFK. Let me tell you that. Oh my God.
I've never flown into JFK. All the times I went to New York, it was always Newark or LaGuardia.
I flew into JFK this last time, and I swear I was in the very last gate possible, the farthest gate away, and it was like walking across an entire city.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like O'Hara's like.
It's a red eye, and you're tired and you're cranky. And you came in on the red eye, and then you have to walk across the whole city? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I've had that happen at O'Hare. The B and C gates are the new, I call them the new United gates. They're 30 years old, but I would always end up on the some of the old F gates as far away, the last F gate, and have to walk to C, which is like walking across O'Hare International Airport. So, did you ever fly into Reagan?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's you almost hit the USA Today building flying in.
Wow.
You can see people in their offices.
Wow.
Yeah. When I fly out to San Diego, I avoid going to Lindbergh Field. I'm afraid I'm going to get kidnapped.
Oh.
Come on.
Just.
Everybody over the age of 6 is confused right now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Here's another one.
There you go. Yeah, that's more appropriate.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, it's I really need to get back in the studio and make more videos though, because I have noticed that when I take a break from making videos, everything kind of goes down. Like I don't get as many subscribers, I don't get as many views overall. I lose percentages, And I find that the more that I can keep that constant stream of content coming, the better that all of my videos do.
So I totally agree. I run into the same thing all the time. I stop and you can see the downtrend.
Yeah.
So with both you guys, because you do different things, but it's similar in that there's an audience that's interested in what you do. Okay. Are you getting your views from organic searches or what?
Yeah, more than 50% of my views are coming from organic.
And Ray, how about yours?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I do run ads, but I don't run. Most of the time, I don't run ads consistently. I'll run them when I need them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely much more organic.
I run the ads on the new video. So when I put out a new video that's not a news clip, I don't run ads. I don't run ads from the news clips. But when I put out a new video that's not a news clip, I'll run an ad for that one. Just $5 or $10, and that's it.
So YouTube searches are where they are coming from as opposed to Google? Okay.
And also a lot of suggested videos. They're watching something else, and I'm being suggested as something else that people might like. I'm getting a lot of views that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm kind of going a little bit off topic, but I've been looking at a lot.
That's what we do.
Okay, good. Well, I've been looking at a lot of people's sites lately, especially a lot of people that I met at this event, and I am in shock with how many people are trying to attract the eye of the media, but don't have any way for them to contact them other than a contact form. Mm-hmm. I was trying to find people's, people that I wanted to get back in touch with, their email addresses or whatever, and all I could find on their website was a contact form. And I just want to say that if you have a business and you want people to find you, and you especially want to do media, have your phone number and your email address somewhere on your website. Don't be scared of spam. You can always delete spam, but you're making it impossible for people to get in touch with you. And let me tell you, people don't want to fill out a contact form to get in touch with you.
Mm-hmm.
What was it Mike said a couple weeks ago? Top right, big and bright.
No, top right, big and bright.
I mean, sorry for the rant, but I was just in shock with how many authors and experts are, really expecting people to go digging for them.
We had Fireman Mike on a couple of weeks ago, Sandy.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he is. His wife's about ready to deliver.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
Yeah, this will be their fourth, and the eldest is 13, so... she's about ready to anytime now. Well, she's really ready anytime.
Yeah.
She's pretty uncomfortable, I guess.
That last month is the longest month of your life, let me tell you.
Yeah, I sort of kind of know because I've got kids and I remember.
You don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's why I sort of kind of know. I mean, I witnessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, our last one, Steph had to do bed rest, so that was.
My youngest was sitting on my sciatic nerve the last month. Yeah, I was pretty miserable. Yeah. But he's a great kid. He's worth it,
Good-looking boys. They look like they're well-behaved, They always have nice, pleasant smiles on their face in the pictures I see.
Well, that's because you don't see the 12 that I took before that.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I'm pretty fond of them. I think I'll keep them.
Yeah. Kids are good that way.
As well.
Now
you give away these days. They don't let you.
You got two, right? Right? You got two.
I do for the moment.
Yeah.
We'll see if they survive.
Carrie wants more.
No. I just mean we might get rid of a couple.
Oh, well, I can understand that. I've got an 18-year-old that's going to college, and then we're empty nesters for the first time in 36 years.
Oh, wow.
But I've got grandkids. And it's great because they're 10, 8, and 6, and I teach them all kinds of bad habits when they're here, and then send them home.
Right?
Yeah. And I even prompt them to say certain things to their mom, that'll irritate.
You are terrible.
I know.
Yeah, I'm campaigning for a third, but hubby's telling me factory's closed.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Johnson's not showing up for work. So wait a minute, hold on just a second.
There's the sound effect.
I heard that on Raymond. Oh, there it is again.
Oh, yes, it's extra funny.
I forget.
Sounds so nicely, play it twice.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
You had here a 4th.
No, there's only 3. I forgot to shut it off. Yeah. Well, as long as we're doing sound effects. That was Ray at the last video revival meeting.
Yes. Hallelujah. Hallelujah to video. So, Sandy, let me ask you this. What types of videos are you doing these days, mostly when you put some of your stuff out there?
Mostly how-tos.
Nice.
Some testimonials from clients, a little bit of behind the scenes, and then of course I'm shooting videos. Every time I'm going to do a media spot, I'm usually shooting a video behind the scenes of that. But the videos, like all of the marketing videos, the behind the scenes and the testimonials, I kind of consider like bonus material. The real core is the how-to.
Nice. That's good. And I've used your how-to videos. I actually have your DVD of the old VHSs that I've used for pretending like I could make balloon animals.
Yes. Really, really, really bad quality production, but very good design.
Oh, it's very nice, and it did help me. I can make the sword was the big one for the fair. So.
At the fair.
Oh,
okay.
yes, that one's fun.
And then all of a sudden, here comes a clown who walks. Literally, I'm not using that as a derogatory. Literally, a clown walks over and. I'm making, little swords with like 3 twists in them, and he comes walking over and is making like dragons with like 100 twists in them.
Yeah. He had to make sure it was competition, huh? So you guys are good luck for me. I just got my acceptance to YouTube Space.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous. Well, that's neat.
Yeah.
I haven't even applied yet. Isn't that awful?
That is awful. You need to get your application in.
Yeah, you guys are right there, I mean.
Then I have to leave my house,
Yeah, have to take a shower.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to know what you have to do once you apply, then you got to do a 2-step orientation with a brief online training and a virtual tour, and then you have to actually go to the space and take a physical tour.
Nice.
As opposed
to get a physical.
Yeah, physical.
Uh-oh.
Well, when you're over 50 and you're a guy, that's no fun.
Well, yeah. Something else there.
Hey, Doc, I'll give you $10 for not doing that. So. Oh, by the way, one of my jobs is making inappropriate comments too.
Oh, well, you're doing well.
Yeah.
He's quite good at it. He's
yeah.
Moving up the ranks.
We often question Ray's sexual orientation.
We do.
We do?
Well, I do.
I don't know. I think his wife may have some words about that.
Well, we think he's CDC, but it's...
What?
I made it all up.
Okay.
All right? It's not true.
You're confusing me. Remember that whole gullible part?
I know the whole gullible part. Yeah. Ray's AC/DC? How come I didn't know that?
I was thinking I needed to ask for an autograph.
Yeah, Ray's with AC/DC. Yeah, he's the new rhythm guitarist. The one brother's got Alzheimer's and can't tour anymore. So
that's right.
Actually, at the pitching event, I was going around. It was pretty obvious what I did. I'm wearing a balloon hat and I'm carrying a big basket of balloons. So I was going around going, "Hi, I install air conditioning."
Did you get that right?
Yeah, just being silly, a pattern interrupt,
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Let's take a double take.
That's kind of what we do here, so,
Very cool. So, Sandy, let me ask you this. What's your next venture with this? Where are you taking all of this to on the next level?
Well, so on, with Balloon Utopia, we're getting, bigger and bigger clients, corporate clients. And with DIY balloon art, now here, this is my real challenge, because I'm basically trying to convince the crafters that they want to use balloons as a new crafting medium. So I'm trying to create a market that doesn't exist rather than, going after a market that's already looking for balloons, which is not always the best idea to do in marketing, right? I mean, generally we're kind of told, go after the people that are already looking for something. And so that's why I'm putting so much into the promotion and so much into these media spots and in trying to spread the word and getting this idea and concept out there. So I hope to grow that and, maybe actually take a vacation with my family.
There you go.
Your
husband would like that, as well as your kids.
My kids, yeah, exactly. everybody asks my little guy when I'm on TV, you know, oh, aren't you excited? Your mom's on TV again. He's like, no, I hate it.
She's always working.
Exactly.
How did you get into the balloon art thing?
Totally by accident. I was a first grade teacher, and it started off as behavior modification for my classroom. And the next thing I knew, I was going all over the country, all over the world, I should say, making balloons.
Yeah, you spent time in Japan and Israel?
Yeah.
Now, Israel, I know you're very involved in your faith and stuff, and so a trip to Israel would make a lot of sense for anybody that's Jewish or Christian to make a trip to Israel. That makes a lot of sense.
I went there the first time when I was 15, so it wasn't that weird when I woke up on my 20s. Although I did not plan to move to Israel. I mean, I went there when I was 15 because my grades weren't good enough to go to Spain. And at the time, I was really pulling away from Judaism. My grandmother had passed, and the whole sitting Shiva thing, I don't know if you know, in the Jewish tradition, you know, when a direct family member dies, basically for 7 days you sit in your house and you pray and you receive visitors, and it became a time of a lot of tension between my parents and I. And so to me it was just a place to go that wasn't here. And at the time I didn't know anything about Israel. I knew that we sent money to plant trees and that there were places called kibbutzes, and I thought that people sat on the kibbutzes and watched the trees grow. And so I said, okay, sure.
It's like watching paint grow in America, or paint dry. You know.
Well, exactly. Well, and they paint the trees. They paint them white, you know, I don't know why they paint them white, but they paint the trees white. Something to do with, I don't know, maybe keeping bugs off of it or something.
Yeah, that sounds like it's probably some kind of bug stuff. Yeah, anyhow.
But anyway, so that was the first time I went, and then I went back a couple more times in college. My major in college actually was Middle Eastern Studies.
Oh, okay.
I thought I would study something practical, you know.
Well, sure, yeah. They don't offer balloon art in college?
No, well, you know, back then I had no clue that I was going to be a balloon artist. If you would have told me that I was going to be a balloon artist, I would have been like, a what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, are you insane? Like, what? I don't even know what you're talking about, you know. Yeah. But you know, I felt like I was done with Israel. And then I was living in Japan. I woke up on my 25th birthday, and I just woke up with this idea that I had to go move to Israel. And so I did.
So what were you doing in Japan?
Balloons.
Oh, so you went to Japan to do, so you started off doing balloons as a first grade teacher for the
kids. Los Angeles, yeah.
In Los Angeles. And then you moved to Japan to make a living doing art?
I was offered a job as part of a magic show going to Japan.
Oh, okay.
And so I started as a box hopper, and basically the agreement that I had with the magician I was working with was that he would train me and help me put together my own show.
Okay.
And so then I found that I could just go out on my own in Osaka, and I got an agent, and so she would, you know, I mean, I would do crazy, like, I remember one time I did like a general's birthday party, and he had like all the troops there. It was like a really big deal. And I remember that like I was getting paid like $1,000. And since I'm a foreigner and my agent was a foreigner, you know, probably they were paying $10,000 or $15,000 to have me there. But the show was running late. Like it was running behind schedule, which in Japan, like, you know, you don't run behind schedule. So they told me, you need to cut your set. My set was supposed to be 15 minutes, so then they told me I had to cut it down to like 2 minutes. So it was pretty crazy, you know. And so then like I just did a couple of things, and then you know, and then they paid me, and they're like, okay, thank you. Now we have to move. We have to hurry. We have to move forward. I'm like, okay. So really, good times, a lot of fun. And then from there I went to Israel and stopped in Hungary and Holland on the way, and I was in Thailand. And
jeez,
you know, look, being an American blonde in your 20s is a pretty good thing.
Oh yeah, sure.
And with a weird job, I mean, yeah.
Making balloons,
exactly.
And
making people happy, making smiles wherever you go.
How'd you meet your husband?
In Israel.
Okay.
Yeah. So it started out that I came into his restaurant. He was managing a restaurant. And I came in to pitch having me do balloons there. But the owner didn't like me for whatever reason. He just didn't see it.
How can you not like you?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And the name of the restaurant was Sandi Bar.
Oh.
It was like There was like a 50s themed diner. I was like, they have to have me. But the owner just didn't get it. He just didn't see it. He was like kind of full of himself. And I think the restaurant has long gone out of business.
See?
But Shahar was bartending, and the rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
And so then you guys, now did you get married in Israel, or did you get married back here? Or?
No, we came to San Diego to plan the wedding.
Okay.
And so he looked around and he was kind of like, I like it here better. Let's move here. So my plan had been to live in Israel, but he dragged me back home. And now my son is going to the junior high school that I went to.
Oh,
After living all over the world, I'm literally back in my old neighborhood.
Back in the old neighborhood. Yeah.
It's very surreal.
That's cool.
But every year I'm like, let's move back. I'm dying to go back to Israel.
Nice.
Him, not so much.
Did he grow? He grew up in Israel. He was born in Israel and grew up.
He's an Israeli.
Yeah.
He's also an American citizen.
American citizen, but so he has dual citizenship.
Yeah, as do I. I took Israeli citizenship when I moved there in '98.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just checking immigration status here. That's all.
Yeah. Your papers
for the NSA.
Yeah. No. It's pretty cool, the dual citizenship agreements. Basically what it means is when I go into Israel, I have to use the Israeli passport. And if I wanted to go to Cuba, I could do it on the Israeli passport.
Oh, that's right. Well, not anymore.
Ah, there you go.
Well.
Yeah, maybe not.
No.
But, yeah. But, basically there's some countries that it's nice to have dual citizenship. You got to choose which passport to use when you go places. But, I can't really go to any of the Arab countries, not on any passport.
Well, yeah.
Because I've got Israel tags all over my American passport. So
yeah, probably not a good idea to do
that. And besides that, I just don't know if I belong in a place where they don't like loud, outspoken women.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah,
I'd probably get in trouble pretty fast.
Blonde, yeah.
And blonde, yeah.
Wow. So, Ray's always trying to get back to marketing questions. I'm asking you, how'd you meet your husband? So.
Yeah, let's go back to marketing.
Did we cover it all, Ray, or did you have?
No, we can hit a few more things here.
Okay. This is supposed to be the cue that Ray is going to ask a question. You ready for it?
Yep, here we go.
Our guest today is balloon artist Sandi Masori from Balloon Utopia.
That's right.
And DIY Balloon Art.
DIYballoonart.com.
Yeah.
DIY. I keep saying DUI. DUI.
Yeah, don't do that.
DUI Balloon Art, totally different.
Driving while intoxicated.
No. Do it yourself.
Oh.
I keep wanting to say DUI though for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway,
that's a common mistake.
I know. Those drunks are always making balloon art in prison, so it's
I just can't seem to fix it.
So
I think that we could end war, we could end violence if everybody would just pick up the balloon and put down the sword.
That's right.
There you go. Well, wait. What if it's a balloon sword?
That's okay.
So let me ask you this, Sandi. When it comes to you're dealing with more than just local marketing. Obviously, you're producing yourself, getting yourself out there, and you're also doing balloon stuff, nationally or wherever people find you. Do you find that there's a big difference between trying to market to your local area and then trying to market outside of that area? And if so, what types of different things do you do to get it out to both of those audiences?
Sure. Well, it's a lot easier to go for the geo-targeted keywords, right, than to go for the global keywords. So that is my challenge now, is getting out in front of that wider audience. And as we mentioned earlier, I really think Pinterest is going to be one of my big keys to it.
I would think so. I would think you'd do quite well on there.
Yeah. So it's something that I really I have not leveraged as much as I need to. And I really need to pay more attention to Pinterest.
And I agree with your kids. Instagram would be equally exciting for that business, I would think.
Yeah, and actually my son, he's a gamer and he follows a bunch of people on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those really, really big YouTubers, the ones that are making like millions of dollars from YouTube.
Yes, I know all of them as well.
And so what he told me is like, Mom, if you want to get more people to watch your videos, you should put boobs in it.
How nice.
Yeah, I said, I don't think that's the audience I'm trying to attract, honey.
But balloon boobs, though.
Well, but balloons, right? It's close, right?
Yeah, yeah. Jeez, if I'd have said that to my mom, I'd have seen the back of my dad's hand.
Yeah, no, advice for my 14-year-old.
Yeah. No, well.
He didn't mean mine necessarily, just somebody's.
Yeah, just add something.
Yeah, I don't think any, nobody wants to see mine anymore. I mean, no. But yeah, so that is what my 14-year-old thinks is the secret to the success of a YouTube video.
There you go. And at one time, it definitely was the big way to easy success was to do that. So.
Well, they always used to say, now all kidding aside, when I first started taking some courses on how to run Facebook ads, they say any kind of graphic with boobs in it sells. So, and then Facebook started kind of shutting that down, but
yeah, they've gotten a lot tighter with that kind of stuff, especially YouTube, because people used to, before the days of the custom thumbnails, people used to sneak things into their videos right at the center so that it would pull that as the thumbnail.
Oh, yeah.
But even with the custom thumbnails, people have been pretty good. They haven't really abused that system much, and of course, if you do, people can report it and all that kind of fun stuff. So I
try to put up a picture of the finished product because I think that's what people, at least my followers, are most interested in. What's it going to look like when I'm done?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
And YouTube always has a way of, the other three suggested images are always me with a really strange expression and like 5 chins and like, my mouth all agape.
Oh, of course.
yeah, there you go.
Well, let me ask you this. Obviously YouTube has added a ton of new features, one being those custom thumbnails, another being the annotations that you can
and the new cards. Well, what have you found out of those types of things that have really helped you, or have you seen a big difference when using? Well, I have to admit that I don't pay enough attention to my analytics to be able to tell you this made a big difference, but I'll tell you what I do. I mean, I do put an annotation in to get people to subscribe.
Sure. And
I do put links to, my website and my store and everything in the description. And I do promote, each new video. The cards, I tried the cards. If you like this, feel free to donate kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't find those nearly as useful because, first of all, you can only put the card in once, and it only lasts for a short amount of time. And I haven't seen any money from it. So.
Well, the thing with the cards, you can link back to your website. You can do all sorts of things besides that.
Right, but we could do it with the annotations. The annotations I think are better.
Absolutely.
And the annotations you can link to the Shopify store too.
But the cards show up on mobile.
Yes.
So okay. So that makes a difference.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, that does make a big difference. Or it should. Now you're getting all your stuff from annotations. Sounds like though.
Annotations have been doing well for me, but you're right. I mean, a lot of people are watching on mobile. What is the statistic now? 61% or something?
Yeah, something like that. Is that right, Ray? It sounds right.
Yeah, that's about right from what we've read recently, somewhere around 60.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so I should take another look at those cards.
And I really wish they would make the annotations be mobile friendly too. I hope they don't get rid of it.
Yeah, I do too.
We'll certainly see.
Yeah, I don't like it when they take things away that I'm used to using.
Yeah.
You can add more, but don't take anything away from me.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Well, but how are they going to take away annotations? Because so many people have it set up. Click here to go to our website. And in some cases they got it as part of the YouTube. As part of the video graphic. Click here to go to our website or whatever.
I think that's so brilliant when people do that. I wish I was organized enough to do that.
I'm brilliant? No.
No, I mean, I think, when people do that and they have a little graphic, and that's just
Ray's
so,
brilliant. Ray's the one that showed me
done.
how to do it. Ray's the one that showed me how to do it.
Ray's the one who told me I should advertise. It never occurred to me.
That advertising, I hear it sells things.
You should sell those balloons.
Yeah, what a concept.
Used to just sit in a room with hundreds and hundreds of balloons.
I'm telling you, it's hot.
Being blonde. Being
blonde, various shades.
Well, Sandi, I appreciate you coming out and doing this today. We love to hear the insights from people that are running real businesses, using all of these things that we talk about, versus, guys like me who are running fake businesses, So
well, Ray, I point a lot of people to you. I mean, anytime people ask me questions about YouTube, I say, you know what? Just go look up Ray the Video Guy, because he's who I'm learning everything from.
He is the guy.
Well, I appreciate that.
So I may have added a subscriber or two to you.
Me too. I mean, I give him a hard time, and he ignores me, so it's okay. You see, Sandi, if my question is sexual orientation, not that there's anything wrong with that. I got to do the Seinfeld disclaimer. He's just ignoring me. Doesn't make any difference.
Okay.
But I do have a lot of respect for him.
And I know you're there in the background making things happen, Steve.
I'm not being facetious this time when I say I have a lot of respect for him. He really knows his stuff, and
he does.
He really does.
Well,
so look, you got some fans.
Excellent. Now that's two more than I had before, so that's good.
There you go.
Total to 3, so that's exciting.
So Ray, you got a tip of the week?
Of course, I have a tip of the week, and Sandi, wait to hear this.
Tip of the week with Ray the Video Guy. Sorry.
That's quite okay. It's quite ironic, the tip of the week that we have this week, because Sandi brought part of this up earlier, and it has to do with Yo Pal Hal.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know who he is, he's the creator of a book. Well, I guess author of a book. Creator of the book is a little different. He's the author of a book called The Miracle Morning. And what that is that gives you a nice morning routine that helps you get your day started. Now, obviously, most of the tips of the week that I give you are free tips. And, obviously a book costs money, which I still think is well worth it. So you should check it out on Amazon. You can get it on Audible as well. But he actually has some great resources that are free that you can check out. And you can check those things out by heading over to tmmbook.com. And inside there, he's got a whole bunch of great resources for doing your miracle morning to get yourself started in things like affirmations you can do, and he's even got some smoothie recipes for getting your diet ready for these types of things and really preparing you for getting your life going and your day in order. And it's a lot of great stuff there that you can download, and that's at tmmbook.com for the Miracle Morning, the affirmations. You've got a journal, you got the smoothie recipe, you got a 30-day life transformation challenge, and just a whole bunch of great resources there. I highly recommend it. I actually read the Miracle Morning book yesterday, the whole thing, start to finish. And, boy, I'll tell you, what amazing stuff, what an amazing guy. Just been through a ton of different things and has a great perspective on life.
And I got to say, from having been in a room with him for 4.5 days, he's the real deal. He really is, I mean, he is just as awesome in person as he comes across, and he's a sweetheart. He's the real deal.
Yeah, I want to get him onto the show. I actually heard him on Pat Flynn's show, and thought, we got to get this guy on here because very, very good stuff. Very, very interesting. And a lot of, just a lot of great information that he provides that really can help you out. So check that out, tmmbook.com. I do recommend you buy the book and read that because it is quite good, a lot of great information. But you can check out all these free resources on his page, tmmbook.com.
Cool.
How ironic, right?
Yeah, that's pretty funny that he happened to be your tip this week.
Yeah, no, good stuff. We will try to get him on the show. That'll be our quest.
Very neat. Very neat. And we got to get Cliff on the show too.
Clint, yeah.
Him too.
Clint Arthur, Clint, yes.
Yeah, Clint, Clint.
And Cliff might be good too.
And Cliff.
Yeah. We should get Cliff Carrigan on too, so maybe that's who you're talking about.
Well, and Cliff's notes. He's
Cliff, yeah.
Cliff Clavin,
yeah.
We could get Cliff Clavin on the
show. It'd be well-rounded.
Yes, it would.
With Cliffs and
It's a well-known fact that 80% of all dust is actually human skin.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
That was good, Ray.
Thank you. That's what I do in my spare time is do Cliff Clavin impersonations.
Well, you're from kind of sort of that area, so.
I have been to Cheers, yes.
Showing my age that I recognize it.
Yeah.
Yes, again, everybody under the age of 40 is going, what the heck are these people talking about? So there you go. That's another week of video marketing madness, and we want to thank Sandi for joining us today, talking to us about her balloon business and also her great worldwide media tour that she's been on here. And we appreciate her taking the time to speak to us. And Sandi, where can they find you again?
At DIY Balloon Art, or if you want to check out my YouTube videos, YouTube/Sandi Balloon. Sandi is with an I.
Nice. So there you go. Sandi Balloon on YouTube.
Yes.
And, so that's the close for another week. And for Steve, I'm Ray, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Steve, you want to hit the info before we take off?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the online marketing radio show, Video Marketing Madness with Ray the Video Guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper, and Sandi's been our guest today. And today's show made possible by
AWeber, the easy way to do email marketing, newsletters, and, of course, collect leads. All you have to do is head on over to Ray's Bonuses. No, I did it again. RayTheVideoGuy.com/AWeber to see the bonuses that we have available and to learn more.
Yes, you did the AWeber before the bonuses website, so.
Yes, that is true.
That's why it's hard to remember. And you can like our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Video Marketing Madness. Get plenty of useful tips and news of the week. Ray's Facebook Mastermind group is group/online video marketers. Get views for your videos and your questions answered. And let's wrap the show up with the jingle.
He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray the Video Guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the Video Guy, yeah, Ray